You are now watching Lunch and Learn with Byron Sellers.
What's good? What's up? What's up, everybody? Welcome back for another episode of Lunch and Learn. I'm your host, Byron Sellers, y'all. One half of the Mobile Home Elite Investors. My queen, Sharnice, is the other half. And I got a very, very exciting episode for you all today. Today's episode is brought to you all by not only the Elite Squad, and man, I'm excited. I'm excited, man. When I get to bring y'all treats and get to show y'all other people who come into this industry and make huge impacts, man, I'm so excited. But before we get started, do me a favor, make sure you subscribe, make sure you like our channel. We're broadcasting live on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram. Shout out my Facebook group. So again, man, I'm excited for that. I already see on my Instagram. Shout out Lee Squad. Got Derek on here, man. So make sure y'all do that. And then before we get started, let me know where you checking in from. We got to warm this one up, man. Like I said, I got a special guest for you all, man. Like I said, listen, I got one of Chicago's best kept secrets. All right, this mobile home investor is making waves. This Tavia is amazing. But before we bring her up, let me know where y'all checking in from. All right, let me see. Let's see. I see Shantae. What's up? Checking in from DC, doing deals all over the East Coast. What's up, Tyrone? Shout out to Tyrone, Elite Squad, Fayetteville. Let's go out looking at our second mobile home today. Let's go. Let's get it. Let's get it, Tyrone. You out there putting in that work. Let's see. I got Pin Drop Show on Instagram. We got ATL. Shout out my guy Derek, Columbia, South Carolina, Elite Squad. All right, cool, man. So we checking in all over the place, man. You already know, man, as we get started. Let's see. Buy houses, Chicago. Okay, hometown hero. Let's go. Let's get it. Let's get it. So, y'all, like I said, I got a special guest, man. And this one is really dope to see because I've been able to watch the journey. I've been able to just kind of be a witness and see the growth um, for this young lady. And it's amazing to see the impact, right? I always tell you all at the beginning, we do this because at the end of the day, it's for affordable housing, right? That's why we do this. We do this. And so when I see people do this with a purpose, it really, really puts me in a position where I gotta watch their journey because I see why they're doing it. And man, when I tell you, man, this young lady, Miss Tavia Jordan, has been able to not only have an impact on both ends from not only the families, but even investors who may not have the time, may not have the resources, but she's been doing some amazing things, y'all. So without further ado, y'all, I wanted to be able to bring up my sis, Miss Tavia Jordan. Miss Tavia Jordan, welcome to the stage. What's up? What's up? What's up? Let's go. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go.
Yes. How you doing today?
Oh man, I am doing wonderful, wonderful. It's such an honor to be a part of your show. I thank you and the queen herself, Sharnice, for allowing this opportunity. Thank you all so much.
Oh man, this is so good. So good. So we're gonna jump right into it. All right. Like I said, I kind of told a little bit of background, but can you share with us like what was your journey getting into mobile home investments and what really initially drew you into this niche of real estate?
You and Sharnice.
Wow.
Absolutely. You and Sharnice. So just to give you a little bit of background about me, I have residential real estate experience in the past. I've been a creative investor. And, when you're doing creative financing, you got to be quick on your feet. So back in the day before everything crashed 100 years ago, I was creating opportunities and doing deals, three residential homes in 30 days on a 30-day credit report because your credit report is good for 30 days. So bank A, bank B, bank C, I was getting it. So I was hitting it hard. And then, everything happened and everything crashed in the real estate market. And I'm like, man, what do I do? So, you do other things. So I did a few other things. I was in insurance. I'm still a licensed insurance agent for life insurance. I believe in it. And
Nice.
did that for a little bit. Life happened. I had a baby, had a marriage, then I didn't have a marriage. And I'm like, man, what do I do? So I'm looking, scrolling, and I see you and Sharnice in the car with your heads together with a title in your hand saying, "We did it. We got that house." And I'm like, "But that looked like a car title, and
Wow.
you all just look." I was like, "Man, that looked like they in Chicago. That's me," because I'm in
Yeah.
Chicago. So, man, I saw that and I started just binge just watching and following everything you guys are doing. It was
Wow.
amazing, and that's how I got into it.
Wow. Wow. That's wow. Like, man, so it's dope to hear that because sometimes you just documenting your journey, you don't really realize who's watching, what you're doing. So, man, again, thank you for for
Yeah,
watching and being able to
yeah,
again get into it. So that's dope. So what I love about what you do, Tavia, again, you kind of told your beginning story, but what I've seen you do is get in it, transition to the point where it's like, okay, I'm gonna do some deals for myself, but then you was like, yo, listen, I'm gonna help other people, right? I'm gonna help other people. I'm gonna be able to leverage other people's money, right? So let me ask you this, right? So for anybody's watching, and again, I've seen you do some dope deals with people. Talk about strategies you use to make sure that your investors see a good return on their investment with mobile homes.
absolutely. And I came into that portion of my business out of necessity because I gotten into the mobile home investing, and I was like, but you need capital to do it.
Mhm.
And so I'm like, what do I do? So I remember, back when I first got into it with you guys and we were going on tours and I was
Yeah.
posting stuff in the elite squad, and I had the reputation of being a lady of the twos and fews because I'm not afraid of a $1,500 return,
Mhm.
$1,000
Mhm.
return, $500. Anything over a dollar that you put in is a return and it's a
Mhm.
win. So I'm like, even if you break even or whatever, and there are never losses, only lessons. And
Mhm.
so there was one point I was like, man, I need some capital. What do I do? So I thought quickly on my feet, and I put a picture of Sweet Daddy. I don't know if you remember, but Sweet Daddy from Good Times, remember? And I put
Yes.
on there, and I'm like, listen, hey y'all, this is Sweet Mama, and if y'all want a deal, come with me. I can give you a return on your money.
Mhm.
And I had some skepticism, and then I had some people that were total strangers, and they took a
Mhm.
chance and they reached out to me, and I'm like, let's do this, let's make some money. And I knew what I
Mhm.
was capable of doing. I was like, if I can
Mhm.
just get it, I got you. And I
Yes.
got it. And the key in everything is keep your word. If
Mhm.
you're going to do something, keep your word. Don't be a liar
Absolutely.
in the business because it will come back on you. Don't try to take
Absolutely.
people, be honest in what you're doing. And
Absolutely.
so I'm like, listen, I can get you rates, and I haven't seen rates of return like the Chicago Buyers Group out there, period. I'm talking
Mm.
15, 20, 30% return on their money in 3 months or less. And
Wow.
all of my investors have gotten their returns back on or before time or wanting to roll over and make more money. I've had
Yeah,
investors
so
make more money than me sometimes. I'm like, okay, y'all, you ready to roll over?
listen, I love it, I love it. So can
Yeah,
you share, with you saying, first of all, you talked about somebody just put in, I think Lori just put in their reputation, right? Like reputation is everything. You know what I
yes,
mean? Like as far as
yes.
you being able to do that, being trusted. And so, can you talk about a deal where an investor saw either just a nice return? I heard you talk about almost 30%. And then would you talk and then with that, like what factors would you say that contributed to that successful deal for that investor?
Well, the factors that contributed to that was I had references because a lot of my investors, they'd never met me before. And so I provided them with whatever they needed in terms of being able to trust. Regarding deals, sometimes, coming into it, they'll be a little confused, and I have to make them clear that, they'll say, okay, what's going on with this house? What's going on with that house? And I'm like,
Yeah.
you're investing. So
Mhm.
it's like you're putting into a pool the same way you
Mhm.
would with, some of the big wigs out there. I'm just
Yeah.
giving you way more than a big wig could ever give you. So
Mm.
don't worry about this house or that house because your investment money goes a lot of different places. Just worry
Absolutely.
about that, that expiration, and if that money is there on time, and every time is there on or before time. Absolutely.
Man, that's so cool. That is I love it. I love it, right? And so one thing I want to talk about is the affordable housing impact. I think that's something that,
Yes.
I've definitely heard you talk about. So like how do you balance, the need to, hey, listen, okay, I definitely want to give my investors some money back. I want to make a profit, but at the same time focusing on the goal for providing that affordable housing.
Yes, absolutely. So whenever I do investment opportunities, I call them campaigns.
Mm,
So, I'll let my investors know, like, okay, I got an investment campaign going, and going into it, I already know um the output, and what I can share in regards to investment returns,
yeah.
and also how much I need to take in, because
Mm,
I don't overdo it and take too much, because
yeah.
then I'd be basically working for my investor. But
Mhm.
I do just enough and know that, the split will be nice. I can provide that affordable housing, and I can give my investor the return they need. And then, on the back end, make me some. For me, and I know this may sound strange, but my most important goal in this whole thing is about housing for others, because
Mm,
it strikes a chord with me personally because of my own story with me
yeah.
and my daughter. We needed housing. When I got
Mm,
out of my marriage, it wasn't all that great,
yeah.
and she was little, and someone gave me a hand.
Mm,
And this mobile home investing has taken me from welfare to wealth.
wow.
Absolutely.
Wow.
From welfare to wealth. It has been
Wow.
life changing. And so a lot of times when I, excuse me, first got into it, and it's like, come on the show, do this, do that. And I'm like,
Yeah.
nah, because I'm still in my test,
Yeah.
meaning I was still getting assistance.
Mhm.
So, now over the years, I've gotten to the point where I'm no longer, getting assistance and help like that.
Yeah.
I'm flying, on my own.
Wow.
I took that leap of faith. I hit a couple of bumps, and the wings spread out, and I started flying. So
Oh,
it's been
man.
amazing. It's
That's
been
amazing.
amazing.
That's amazing. I love it. It's the resilience,
So,
the resilience to,
yeah,
see the
yeah,
vision, to really lock in and just continue. And I think that that's great for if anybody's new listening to this or someone who's feeling maybe discouraged. It's like, you gotta continue. Cause I think, I've been there, right? Whereas you want to get into something new and you want it to be life changing, like instantly, the microwave effect. But you stay down over the years, and now, like you said, you went from welfare to building wealth. Like that's huge, and
yes,
I think that's because you really
yeah.
stuck with it. Oh man.
Yes, I was determined. I was determined. I was one of those that set up late at night, when it
Mhm.
used to really be coming on uh television all the time, those late night shows where you have those people talking about, I lived in my garage, and I was like, you
Yeah,
did, and
yeah,
I just, I had nothing, and I was like, well, I got a little something. So
yeah,
I'm just like, what do I do? Out of just, you gotta really want it, and you gotta
Mhm.
work it. Like, it works if you
Absolutely.
work it. And so, I mean, you can let them know I was in your inbox, I was in everybody's
Yeah,
inbox. How do you do that? How can you do
yeah,
that? But then
yeah,
I understood. I'm like, okay, wait a minute. You gotta get this for yourself. You can't
yeah.
just have somebody to hand it over to you on a silver platter and be like, here it is right
Mhm.
here. And you did the work to get where you
Mhm.
were. So I'm like,
Yeah.
I gotta do the work. I gotta do the work. Yep.
Man, that's good. That's good. So,
Yeah.
the cool thing, I've been able to really watch your journey because, living in Chicago, we started in Chicago. You're from Chicago. I know we moved in January down here to Florida, but Chicago, the Chicagoland area is a unique market, right? I think that when we first got started, right, even honestly, everywhere we went, we had to go at least an hour plus out. And so I think, watching you been able to take opportunities a little bit closer, but let me ask you this: as far as with Chicagoland, what type of opportunities do you feel that our market has, opposed to sometimes I know you hear people in California or Florida? Like, what uniqueness would you say our market has, being from Chicago?
I'd say being from Chicago, I mean, I have to say I go out an hour too.
Mhm.
It's not like closer to the city, like
Yeah.
in the urban area. You're not gonna
Mhm.
find you can find some deals, but I go out, from
Mhm.
Chicago, I'll drive an hour and a half, up to 2 hours to get the bag. I will do it. And, out in those areas, way out, it's just better because the market is still not saturated. It's
Yeah.
not, there's definitely opportunity, but closer to the city, things tend to be a little higher
Mhm.
when you're closer to the city. So when drive out in those areas that are not close to the city, then, you build that relationship with the mobile home park managers. You do that.
Mhm.
And, after you do it consistently, and, the key is consistency. You
Yeah.
have to be consistent. And once
Absolutely.
you do that, actually, in my case, deals come to me. They do.
Mhm.
Deals come to me because I built a
Yeah.
relationship with my mobile home managers to where they'll just
Mhm.
call me up and they'll say, Tavia, we've got something. I'm like, I'm on it. Tavia, we understand that, there's someone moving out. I'm on it. I'll be right there. All of the things work, if you work it as far as like putting up your bandit signs and things like that. But the relationship that I build with my park managers, I haven't even had to do that. They just call me because they trust my work. Because again, it's about integrity. It's about keeping your word and doing what you say you're going to do, even if you can't do it. You communicate and you say, "Hey, I can't do this, but I am going to do that." And you stand by that. And they love that. They do. They do.
Absolutely. That you said something very important, right? Relationships. And I
Yeah.
think that that's one of the key things that people want to, do in this business, and they don't really take and consider the relationships. Talk about, you kind of touched on it, but talk about how did you go about creating some of those relationships, with some of your park managers.
Well, I did it scared because I didn't really, when I started out, I don't think I had ever even been in a mobile home before. And I think I may
Mhm.
have one time, and I didn't even know it was a mobile home. So
Mm,
it wasn't my thing. So I went out there and it seemed like I was driving, like out of town, and it kind of was, but I went out there and, I knocked on doors, I called until someone opened the door.
mhm.
And I was just like, you know, I just want to talk to you. If I could just talk to you for a minute, just have a moment of your time. And doing that and coming in with something, coming in with waters. It's hot out here and I had this case of water. You all want some
Mhm.
water, or
Yeah,
whatever it took
yeah,
to get in, whatever it was. And some park managers they go for that, and some park managers like, no, thank you. We're good, so you got to pull something else out the hat. And my other pull was just being honest.
yeah.
Just being honest. I was honest and I was just like, listen, this is my story. And it was real. I was like, I was once homeless. I didn't have,
Mhm.
I needed help.
Yeah.
And my goal and my mission is to help. If I can help somebody, then that will be a good thing for me. So allow me, if you can, to help you with some of these families, some of these
Mhm.
misplaced families, some of these families that need help getting out of their mobile home deals. There have been some deals that I have uh, taken over, not in mobile homes, but I've done some subject to deals. I've done
Yeah.
some deals that this mobile home investing has allowed me to do other things outside of mobile home investing. But with my mobile home park managers, I said, let me help you help them,
Mhm.
and help your park because they don't want
Yeah.
vacancies in their park. They don't. They
Yeah.
want their park to be, and they're not in the business of flipping mobile homes for the most
Yeah.
part. The good parks. They're not in a business to do that. They'd rather it just be done. And I'm like, that's okay. Let me roll up my sleeves and let me do it,
Yeah.
and making relationships while I was out at the park, meeting people that were out there doing work. Hey, you do work? I got some work for you. Let me get your
Yeah.
card. And so, yeah, yeah, I got my worker right now, my contractor. He's about to quit his job,
Wow.
because I've got so much work for him. He's like, I'm gonna go full time, and I was just like, let's do it.
Yeah.
Come on,
Let's go. Let's go. Awesome. Awesome.
yeah.
So, man, that's truly inspiring. I think that, again, I just seen shout out Sonia on here, Simone. She said you inspires me all of the time. Just had her on as a guest. So
I
man,
love
this is
her. I gotta look at that
yeah.
show.
Yes, yes. So man, this is really inspiring. So touching on inspiring, anybody who's, they're brand new to mobile home investing, what are some things that you can let them know? What should they consider before they get started?
Well, before they get started with mobile home investing, I think they need to consider why.
Mhm,
Why do you want to do this? Do you want to do this just so you can make money?
mhm,
Are you doing it for a quick turnaround? Okay, let's look at that. So, what area of mobile home investing do you want to be in? Because there are a lot of areas you can get into with mobile home investing. You can get in, like a lot of us, and, put your boots on and roll up your sleeves and get out there in the trenches and, start meeting people and greeting people. You can get in there and do wholesales where, you can do wholesale flips
mhm,
in the comfort of your own home. If you get the right training, you know how to do it. You want to find your niche and you want to know what your why is. That's what you want to come into it. Like, why am I coming into it? Is it just to make money, or is it for the love of the business? What areas? Because there are different options that, you can choose from. And, I think the main important thing is finding what you're good at, what you want to do. Absolutely.
mhm. Oh man, man, wow, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good,
Yeah.
right? 'Cause, what I love about that, Tommy, is people hear that, right? It's like, oh, well, my why or my mindset. And it's just like, you know what? I'm broke. I ain't trying to hear all that. Just give me how to do it. And what I see is they'll jump in, not having the foundation and wonder why it doesn't work. Right. And so
Exactly.
that's to me, like, I think that like it's one of those things that if I hear if it's like if you hear it over and over and over about why, the why, the why, the why, it's like you gotta be doing something right. Right?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Absolutely.
so yeah, like I love that you said this. So here's the thing. I think you kind of talked about it a little bit, earlier because I want to, you kind of went personal, talked about, I love how you talked about, you know, from welfare to building wealth, right? And I think that's so important. And so before we kind of wrap up things, somebody on here right now is going through something that they may feel like it's no light at the end of the tunnel, that is like, yo, this may seem so far fetched. Can you talk about, or just kind of talk about that personal experience that you faced that was very challenging, but you were still able to dedicate time to your business and how you overcame that?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh my goodness. I'll make this as short and sweet as possible. But, I came out of a situation that was very difficult,
Mhm,
starting out. a single mom. I was an older mommy, and I had health challenges.
Mm,
So being a single mom, out of a marriage, that when we came out of it, it wasn't all that great.
yeah.
So dealing with a whole lot of stress with that, and really wanting my daughter, my one and only baby, to have what she wanted and what she needed. I was like,
Yeah.
I got to do something. I have to get up and I have to make it happen. And so I was hungry for it, and I wanted it bad enough. I wanted it. I was like, how I wouldn't say desperate, but how bad do you want it? I wanted
Mhm.
it bad. Not like like sleeping at night. My eyes would wake up because I wasn't okay with being broke. I
Yeah.
wasn't okay with that. I was like, I need it. And I had gone through the real estate game. And the beauty about the mobile home investing was that it was so much easier than doing residential real estate. So much easier. I'd had experience with that. So when I found out about this, I clamped onto it. I had a broke down car that I was driving in. I called my car, my car was on disability. It was just like, lay hands on it and pray, like, God, please let this car make it out here in the name of Jesus. And it would put and make it out there. But I wanted it bad, and I didn't know it was not an option. I was like, I gotta find out. So I bought the program. You have to invest in yourself, and on whatever level it is. And let me say this to everybody that may be listening. They're not lying. It works. It works if you work it. Join the Mobile Home Elite Squad. Join the Mobile Home Elite Investors. Pick up their programs. They've got so many great things going on. And I'm just so grateful for you and Sharnice opening up. I learned so many things from you all, Nicole, Pierre, Waneke. I mean, I'm name dropping, but it was just like, you become a family. And
Yeah.
it's just, it- please, for going back to your question, if you want it bad enough,
Yeah.
do whatever it is, whatever it takes to do, make it happen. If you take one
Mhm.
step, oh, I'm telling you, God is going to make a way for you because He's a way maker. He made a way for me and my
Mhm.
baby. He made a way for me and my baby
Mhm.
where I walked in that office and I was like, thank you. I don't need this anymore. And they were like, what? You don't need no more assistance? No. Really? No. Thank you. I'm good.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. Yes. Yes,
Wow.
absolutely. And I'm still doing it. I'm still getting up with the same routine, the same schedule, making it happen. You got to be
Wow.
hungry. It works if you work it. You can't just lay up and be like, well, that one thing didn't work. Keep trying. Keep
Ooh.
trying. Keep going. Keep going. You got this.
Let's go. Let's go. Listen, if you ain't motivated right now and inspired, I don't know what to tell
Oh,
you.
get this money. Get this money.
What?
I'm talking about doing a deal with a mobile home with, if you get good in with your park manager, they can give
Mhm.
you mobile homes for free
Talk about
because
it.
you're helping them. They will give you a
Absolutely.
mobile home for free. I had one deal. I'll say this one deal. I had one deal where I got it for free. It was a double wide, 3 bedroom, 2 bath. It was the stinkiest, nastiest, hoarderest type of home you ever seen.
Mhm.
And it was so foul that they had condemned the home. The county
Mm.
had condemned the home, had a sign on it and everything. The park gave it to me for free, right? I'm like,
Jeez.
okay,
Love it.
I'll take it. Thank you. I got the right people in there. My biohazard guy came out. He was like, oh, this is nothing. Every time I smell something stinky, I smell money. I was like, okay, let's go. Man, I may have put like about total 8 to 10,000 in it. The return, the lady at the closing paid 71.5 for the
Ooh.
home.
Ooh.
Yes, yes,
Ooh,
yes,
that's
yes. I
crazy.
I went from twos and fews to, to deals like that because you
That's
grow. So yeah, you average deal is at least 20 to 30,000, but that deal was 71.5. Yes.
Man,
And I
that's
got it
big.
for free. For free.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow, I thought
Yes,
Aaron and them had
absolutely.
them, they had those $12,000 free home, the ones they got for free, but 70, whoa, that's over 60 something
Yes,
thousand-dollar profit. Woo, that's
yes,
nuts.
yes.
That's nuts.
Absolutely. You can do
That
it.
is
It can
nuts.
happen. Absolutely. And I do
Man.
those deals. I don't post a lot of money things because like I said, I was working my way out of my test. So now I'm in my testimony. Y'all about to see it all.
Hey, I love it, I love it. Talk that, man. That's amazing,
Yes, I got
Tavia.
to see. Yes.
I love it. That's why I love these interviews because again, I can come on here and teach, but I think that it's about people seeing other people that's either been in their shoes or you know what I mean. And that's why I always ask y'all. Like I just want to kind of interview y'all because I think that that's the biggest thing to me is it shows not only of course it works. It's not the fact that it don't work. It's about the sacrifices that you made to make it work.
Yes.
It wasn't easy,
Oh
like you said.
yeah.
Look at the
Oh
circumstances that you had, and if y'all make sure if y'all coming on late, make sure she said I went from welfare to wealth. Like, come on
yes.
now,
Yeah.
like come
Yeah,
on
and
now.
I had a baby in school. So my baby, I would go out after I dropped off from school. I would drive that old raggedy car out a hour and a half out, work a deal, try to hit the expressway by 1:30 so I can get her by 3. Sometime
Mm,
I tell her on the phone, baby, go down to that restaurant. I'm on my way. I'm in
yeah,
traffic. It take
yeah.
2 hours to get back. That was every day. I was doing
Wow,
that every day. Every day.
wow. Putting in that work,
Yes,
putting in the work.
yes,
That's
yes,
powerful. That's powerful, Tavia.
yes.
Man,
Mhm.
again. It's always good to continue just to catch up. So let me ask you this before we wrap up, right? You wrote a book, right? And that you document your process. Am I correct?
Yes, I
All
did.
right. So this is what I want y'all to do, y'all. If y'all been watching this, I need y'all to go to the chicagobuyersgroup.com and I need y'all to go get that book. I need y'all to go get that book because y'all thought this interview was powerful, but wait till you read it, right? Wait till you have that physical copy so that was somebody can say, "Well, what you talking about?" Well, here, read this book along with me because I think you all need to continue seeing journeys. And I love it. Oh, Carolina from Instagram said, thank you for sharing that as a single mom journey. Very inspiring, right?" And I think
Yeah,
that people need to see and read about this because yeah, we need the inspiration, right? We need it, but just know that you can do it too. We are no different than you are. We just chose to take the time that God gave us and make the best out of it. And that's what I would encourage you all again. Continue being in golf, continue watching these lives. Man, Tavia, I thank you. I thank you for this. This was special. I definitely I cannot wait to repost it and share. So, man, Tavia, thank you for coming
thank
on. Thank you so
you.
much.
Oh, I appreciate that so much. I got tears in my eyes. This
Oh
has been
man,
quite a journey. This is the book that
yeah,
he's talking about. But I want to quickly read my acknowledgement to you and
yeah,
Sharnice that I wrote in the book. And it says,
mhm,
I would like to thank the pioneers in the game, the mobile
mhm,
home elite investors for sharing their knowledge with me about the mobile home investing industry. You rock.
wow.
Keep changing lives. I got a copy of my book coming to you and Sharnice, signed by me. None of this would
Thank
have
you.
been possible without you all. You did
Mhm,
not gatekeep, and I appreciate that so much. So now, I have my own journey, my own book. Thank you all
wow.
so much. I love you. I love
Oh
you.
man,
I
well, we
love
love
you.
you too. We thank you. Literally, God bless you. This has been amazing, y'all. Listen, we're gonna go ahead and wrap up. This is what I'll tell y'all, man. Listen, if you want to learn more, definitely tap into the Elite Squad Network. That's our private community with all the answers that you need, mentorship that you need. The links will be in the show notes if you need to. Make sure you just schedule a call to join it at mhei.online/schedule a call. Tavia, I truly, truly thank you. Man, I'm gonna put the QR code up. If you watch it on your TV, scan that QR code. Man, this has been another episode of Lunch and Learn with not only Miss
Yes.
Tavia Jordan. Thank you so much, Tavia. We appreciate you. Everybody, God bless, and I'll see y'all next time. See y'all. Salute.